I'm Taylor.
And I'm Ryan.
And welcome to the Tailgate. Today we are tailgating a lot of things and post-tailgating some things as well. Today is International Women's Day, so happy International Women's Day. And of course, a lot of this stuff for this dish was stuff I wanted because I'm the woman in the relationship. We are also tailgating the fact that tomorrow is daylight savings. And so that way, instead of seasonal depression, I can just have regular. Yay!
Yay!
Yay! No, but like, I just love it so much more when there's more daylight in the day. I'm not... Yeah, I just hate it during the winter months when it's so dark so early.
Yeah, I would think probably most everybody prefers the...
Which you would think, but there's a lot of people that like it the other way. So let me know in the comments, y'all, how you feel about it. Because I'm excited for this daylight savings. Even though that one night we lose an hour. I feel like I get that hour back.
Yeah, are you on the dark side or you're on the light side? Where are you at?
Where are you at? Where are you at? And then some of this recipe that we're doing today, we are doing a surf and turf steak, shrimp and grits. So I love shrimp and grits. It's one of my favorite things, but we are also going to be adding steak to it to make it a surf and turf thing. But because it was Mardi Gras this past week, we're going to be doing a Creole seasoning and kind of go around with those flavors. So yeah, got a lot to do. He's got to set up the grill. I'm going to be doing a lot of the prep. So I think it's time to get started. I'm going to go ahead and add myself, or not add myself to the chat. I'm going to pop into the chat so that way I can read the questions. We are very interactive, so be sure to say hey and all that. I will wave so y'all can see I am here. I said hey, and then there's some mustard bottles, and that's me.
Oh, I just popped in and that's you too.
Oh, it just popped in and there was one.
It's a different you, but
different
the
me,
same you.
Right.
Not live you.
Not live me, but I gotta do one of my least favorite kitchen tasks first, and that's deveining shrimp.
Alright. Sweet. I'm on there too.
Oh, nice. So one of the things I did, because I did get this shrimp frozen, I got this shrimp frozen, and so one way I like to thaw it super quickly is by throwing it in a salad spinner and just kind of like spinning that a bit and replacing the water, and this is honestly some of the quickest I've ever thawed shrimp. So that's one of my tips for thawing shrimp quickly. But I love keeping frozen shrimp on hand just because it does thaw. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Okay. Ryan's changing it because he's going into the grill area to set up because we are going to be grilling our shrimp. We're going to be grilling our steak, and are we going to be grilling any lettuces for a grilled salad?
We are going to be grilling
We're going to be grilling lettuces for a grilled salad because that's one of our favorite things is the grilled salad. Good afternoon, Julia. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank y'all so much for joining us today. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this shrimp because you know what? You may as well start with your least favorite task. Oftentimes I'll buy them deveined, but I also really like having the tails with my shrimp, so it can be difficult sometimes to buy shrimp that is already deveined for you, but then still have the tail.
So you're saying it can be difficult to make heads or tails of the situation?
Could you actually get me... Oh, you know what? I'm just going to do in here. I'm going to save my shrimp tails. Could you actually pull that out? I'm actually going to save my shrimp tails because, and I'm going to be pulling out my shrimp tails from the freezer from one of the last times I did this. I'm actually going to keep these tail on for the flavor, but I am going to remove the shell. But anyway, after we're done eating the shrimp, we typically like to freeze our tails.
That's a big old shrimp.
Yeah, I know, these are giant. Or we'll also freeze the shell of it too.
Oh yeah, you need the shell for the
No. I have frozen shells in the freezer already from the last time we did this.
Are you going to be making a shell stock?
Of course I am.
Oh,
baby.
Okay. Because I generally like the shells on them when I grill them.
Yeah, I like. Or do you want it like completely shelled? Because I de-shelled this. Do you want the shells on completely?
It's usually pretty necessary for the grill.
So there will be one without the shell. But then I will keep every shell on, just trying to get rid of the vein. Ooh, that came out pretty.
But you already have some shells though, right? In a freezer bag?
Yes, I do have shells in the freezer bag, so I won't even need to depend on these shells. But we'll have one.
Do you... What?
They're in a bag in there. It should be on the upper
Be fine. Okay. Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, you got plenty of. Oh yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
got plenty
And
of shells.
I don't know. We have y'all. Welcome to FoodTokTV. By the way, if you're new to FoodTokTV, we do live shows every single day. We've been doing so since 2021, and multiple times we have done shells or done shrimp and have saved our shells. And one of our people, Jeanette Bush, she's a regular here, not like one of the FoodTokTV creators, but she's a regular in our comment section and one of our mods. But she always asks, like, what do you do with the, shrimp tails when you save those? And I know that because now I'm finally doing it for her. Am I going Easter egg hunting this year? Ugh, I need to be hunting for regular eggs. Another great reason this dish is awesome, because shrimp and grits is a really great dinner dish, but it's also a really great filling breakfast dish that doesn't require eggs. A lot of our breakfasts are egg-centered.
Egg-centric?
Egg-centric. Are you going to be going Easter egg hunting this year? Let me know. And y'all, I love this time of year because it's like when it quits being droopy and cold and sad, and droopy and cold and sad, but then we start having events to look forward to. I kind of wish he didn't want the shells on. Now, if I were going to be sauteing this in a pan, which this recipe is already up on FoodTokTV.com, to where when you make the sauce, you can poach the shrimp in there, then you can take the shells off. But because we're going to be putting these on a grill, the shells are super helpful in keeping the shrimp nice and juicy and plump. I'm also going to be doing something different with these shrimp. I'm going to be doing a quick dry brine on the shrimp. And what that's going to do is going to keep the shrimp as plump and juicy and as moist as possible. So after I'm done deveining these, which hopefully doesn't take too much longer, let's see who's done first, him preparing the grill or me deveining this shrimp. But yeah, so I am excited about the dry brine. We're just going to we have about a pound of shrimp here, and so I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt and then a 1/4 teaspoon of some baking soda, and that's going to keep and it's only going to need 15 minutes of sitting in that mixture tossed, and it's going to keep the shrimp all nice and plump and juicy. So it sucks because this is functional, where I'm removing the vein because, it's not pleasant. Not a pleasant view to have the vein. But also, I'm trying to keep the shells intact. So y'all, let me know what you are cooking this weekend. Are you celebrating International Women's Day? Are you excited for daylight savings? Are you making some Mardi Gras stuff that you didn't get to do last week? I understand that Mardi Gras is the point to where you're celebrating not being able to do stuff for Lent. But, sometimes the Mardi Gras food is fun after the fact. Depends on who you are. Beth, welcome in. Hello there. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. Just deveining some shrimp. Ryan is outside. I know last week y'all were worried about Ryan because he was sick last week. He's in the show today and he's here, so he's not off the roster. He's just outside preparing the grill for this. And yeah. Ryan was the one that went grocery shopping and got these shrimp, and I so appreciate him doing all the grocery shopping, but he's never going to buy veined shrimp again. I hate this. But hey, that's why we do the things we don't like first, right? Today we are doing shrimp and grits, but we are elevating it quite a bit because we also have a flat iron that's been dry brining. So it's going to be like a surf and turf shrimp and grits. And also in celebration with Mardi Gras, that was this past week, we are going to be making a Creole seasoning for it. But y'all, I love shrimp and grits so much. And I love so many different types of variations of it. There are pretty basic shrimp and grits recipes where it's just cheesy grits, bacon, sometimes tomatoes and peppers. This one's going to get tomatoes, peppers, Creole seasoning, but I'm also adding bell pepper and celery to it as well. But one of my favorite shrimp and grits recipes I've ever made. It was when I was making shrimp and grits pretty much every week because I wanted to try something new. But there was one time I had some Thai curry. And so I had made the shrimp in a Thai curry sauce, but then the grits I did with coconut milk. And I only made that once, but I've been thinking about it ever since. So maybe next time I need to do the Thai. Oh yeah, I know Mardi Gras is over, like the whole thing's over. I don't celebrate much, but I love the flavors. I don't celebrate Mardi Gras or anything like that, or Lent, but I love the flavors. Oh, there we go. Just slicing down the middle, pulling out the vein. Thank y'all for being here while I do this. This is the most tedious part of this entire thing. And it's always nice to have a friend talking you through when you're doing these things. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How's the grill?
Loaded. And this is the fire starter. And I need the torch.
What? To start a grill, you gotta have fire? That's crazy. So, you're gonna get what you get when it comes to these shell-on shrimp, so. There's gonna be some that's gonna be aesthetic enough for a photo, don't worry.
Okay.
This recipe is already up on FoodTokTV.com. Shrimp and grits is very much so a comfort food, a classic southern staple. Shrimp and grits is one of my favorite things to make. And y'all, I gotta be honest, I used to hate grits. Growing up, I have always hated grits until I was an adult. And the reason why I hated grits was because a lot of times in the South, it'll just be just watery grits. And it seems like there's too much water, not enough grits. So it's like watery grits, and then they give you sugar packets. And that's how people will eat the grits. And so, like, I thought that's what grits...
And that sounds like jail.
Yeah, it does. But, like, I thought I hated grits for most of my life. And it wasn't until I actually tried it at a restaurant.
It's apparently universal. That's like,
or like a nicer restaurant. I was like, I don't like grits, but whatever, we'll try it. And I was like, holy crap, the world has been lying to me. I felt so betrayed in that moment.
You were...
Hey Ryan, while I have you here, can I get you to open this Ziploc baggie for me?
Yeah, let me finish washing my hands.
Okay. They'll be right over here to open the bag because I'm going to dry brine these super quick. It's just a 15-minute dry brine. When you're dry brining other meats and stuff, this is like an overnight kind of ordeal. But with the shrimp, it only takes 15 minutes. So it's this bag here that I put the shrimp in.
The watery, gritty grits.
Oh, yeah. Watery, gritty grits.
is definitely a thing that I had to become accustomed to when I moved to Tennessee.
Oh, God.
I don't know if it's just the whole South. It's like, I don't know if...
Yeah, I don't know. But growing up, anytime I ever saw grits, it was always the watery grits and here are some sugar packets. But no, I'm all about the savory, cheesy grits.
Oh yeah, savory, cheesy, creamy, just good grits.
Yes.
Nice and, just like, you know, literally melt in your mouth grits.
I have about a pound of shrimp here, and so I'm not going to use a measuring anything. But I'm going to use about a teaspoon of salt with a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. And the baking soda is what really helps get it plump. Oh, that might be a bit more, but... And my salt. Oh yeah, so y'all, I don't know if I'm alone here. Maybe it's just like a Tennessee thing with the watery grits. Let me know if that's something that you're accustomed to with those watery grits. Also, maybe it's because I come from a family that doesn't know how to cook. Pretty much all of my cooking that I know how to do now, it's all self-taught. So that's why sometimes I'm extremely technical. It can often be like I'm more well-read than well-experienced, but that's because, you know, growing up we pretty much just ate takeout and didn't really eat a lot of home-cooked food. So once I became an adult, I'm like, I should probably learn these skills. But then I love like the technical parts of the skills too. But I feel like the reason why I know so much when it comes to like food science and stuff is because before I would actually cook anything, I would feel like I needed to know everything before I cooked it. What is going on? Grits with salt, pepper, and butter. Yes, I am definitely more of a fan of the savory grits. Team savory grits. Let me know in the comments if you're sweet grits or savory grits. And if you know what I'm talking about when I say that.
It's like yellow cornbread versus white cornbread.
Right.
Because like the yellow cornbread's almost always sweet.
Could you actually fill that with water?
Weird to me. How much?
About half. I'm just gonna make the shrimp stock real quick. But yo, whenever you're making the shrimp and grits, this is gonna be part of the grits. And with grits, you are gonna, a lot of times people use water, but of course we have learned I don't like bland, unflavorful grits, right? So what we're gonna do is we are going to make a stock, chicken stock, vegetable stock, like whatever you got works. But we're gonna be making a shrimp stock. These are some frozen tails. Anytime I make shrimp and I'm taking off the tails, or even if we just like grilled, oh man, when we have grilled some shrimp and then we take the tails off those and reserve those for later,
yes.
You can even fill this whole thing and it makes just an amazing soup stock base for your own. Yeah, so I'm definitely team freeze all my scraps before throwing it away. So we're gonna throw in we'll go ahead and let this come to a simmer. To make the shrimp stock, I'm gonna grab some lemon and throw this in the fridge.
We're talking about the weird watery grits and like not knowing that when I moved to Tennessee, so I'm from Georgia, and when I moved to Tennessee, one of the weirdest things that I ever seen people doing with food was boiling their hot dogs.
Yeah, and that's so weird because that was always just something we did.
And it's
I was like, that's how I thought hot dogs were cooked.
Up until the age of 11, I had never seen anyone desecrate a hot dog like that.
Ooh, butter, heavy cream, and cream cheese and grits. I have not tried cream cheese and grits. But we got a commenter saying cream cheese and grits, and I gotta do that next time.
Ooh.
Or maybe I could even do it this time. I don't know. We'll see what my mood is like later.
Yeah, we'll see. See how gritty we get.
It's like I do have this recipe already posted, and on FoodTokTV.com, which you can go to FoodTokTV.com and see all of the recipes that we've made during our live shows. But this recipe's already up with a stock photo. Yes, I am using my, shrimp knife, but I'm just gonna throw my lemons in there and maybe some garlic, and we'll just let that simmer and make a good stock. Oh my gosh. Y'all, there was a shrimp left. Oh no. I think one day it would be nice if I just worked in a prep kitchen, not because I want to be a prep cook, but just so I could spend like an hour just deveining shrimp. Because all the professional chefs and stuff, like whenever they chop super fast, it's because they have that experience of, spending hours doing that same vegetable over and over. And that's experience that home cooks just don't get. I have a bag of the shrimp that I just dry brined in the refrigerator. Would you pull that out? Because I forgot a shrimp. No shrimp left behind. And y'all, happy International Women's Day.
You have a what?
It's the bag of shrimp.
Oh.
If you can open that. Oh, yes. Jalapeno cream cheese. Y'all. Could you imagine jalapeno cream cheese grits? That is such a good recipe idea. Crap, I'm kind of upset I'm just making regular cheesy grits.
I know.
I have time. There's nothing stopping me.
Time and jalapenos.
Time and jalapenos. Nothing's stopping me.
No, we literally have time. And jalapenos.
I'm going to move my shrimp. I'm going to have to bring the shrimp thing back for when I add them to skewers, but for now we're good. Okie dokie.
Alright.
Oh, would you hand me the, yeah, this is my salad spinner. This is how I used to
It's a shrimp
thaw
spinner now.
Yeah, it's a shrimp spinner now. That's probably the most handy thing that spinner does.
these shrimp parts, do you want them in
Yeah,
there?
just throw them in
there. There we go.
No shrimp left behind. We'll go ahead and add the lid so it comes up to a simmer quicker.
And this little thing would, did you have something in mind for that, or is that?
I'm assuming I did
We're gonna
something.
assume it's dirty.
Yeah.
Okay, probably good.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
Would
are
you-
you waiting on stuff? Do you need something to chop?
I need something to chop because I'm waiting on my chimney starter to get hot with the fire. But would you bring me some of the kosher salt?
Yeah. Y'all, marriage is just basically asking each other to get you stuff until you die.
Yeah, or being in each other's way
Until you die.
until you die. And then you die. Wait, we're not supposed to say that. Until you're not alive.
Unalived. Yes, that's it. Alright, perfect. So the stuff that I need chopped soon after this. Okay. So I think I might actually need to move the camera so we have
I
both
can
of
do
these
that.
things going.
I can move it for
Because
you.
I gotta, or I could even move it to where it's like, see both the things. So we're simmering the stock. But then we're also gonna need to cook the bacon. I should have just kept my raw thing over here. Because now I gotta deal with the raw bacon. Do. Okay, so the things I need chopped. I'm gonna need bell peppers. I'm gonna need 2 stalks of celery, onion, shallot, garlic. Here's some deli containers. Go, baby, go.
Go, baby, go.
Go, baby, go.
Awesome.
Y'all, get yourself a sous chef.
You want all?
Babs is in here.
You want Babs?
Babs is in here.
Babsy. I didn't know if she said Babs or Kaz. I couldn't tell.
Why don't you do a green, yellow, and red? Let's have all the peppers in here.
Okay.
I think that's fine.
Green, yellow, and red. Yeah, I think so too.
And we also
Colorful.
have Bad Mom's Review in here, and she is our TikTok shop manager. So she's all about the TikTok shop stuff. Hello, thank you for joining us today. We are working on some shrimp and
I'm gonna
grits.
give you less workspace here.
Give me less workspace. That's
Yeah.
fair. I don't need it all. You take as much as you need, baby.
I'll move us over just a little bit more.
Okay. I did put this bacon in the freezer. I like how I did all this cutting up and I just see the Ziploc on here. Okay. Take this knife from you. Sometimes I like using shears for this, but I feel like it's nice and hard enough for me to. Hello, y'all. Welcome in. If you are just coming in here, we are making shrimp and grits. This is going to be a 2-parter because we are using the grill, and sometimes whenever we grill, it just takes a bit longer for us to cook stuff. But we have some steak, we got some shrimp. We're going to be doing like a surf and turf, shrimp and grits. Also going to be doing a grilled cob salad with a bacony ranch. But y'all, whenever we have our grill on, especially for whenever we're doing a show, I mean, every single one of our shows, because we do the show weekly, we're always on Saturdays at around 1 p.m. Next week we will not be on because it's my niece's birthday. My niece's birthdays. We're doing a little birthday party for them, so it'll be Benjamin next week. But we're on every single Saturday, and most of the times, like, there's some sort of salad that we do. But when the weather is nice and we have the grill up, it is a grilled salad. Last week I had made a grilled Caesar salad where we charred the romaine and charred the lemons. Oh, so good. So good.
Now, speaking of stock, I'm gonna get a bag for our veggie stock.
Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, the bell peppers, the celery, and the onion that we're going to be chopping, all those scraps are going to be perfect for a veggie stock. Because as you saw earlier, we freeze our shrimp tails so that way we can make stock. Of course, we freeze our veggie scraps too.
Just a good way. It's a great way to get more for your money.
Yeah, I mean, it's free flavor. Free flavor. I'm all about free flavor.
Yeah. It's not necessarily free, it's just flavor you already paid for, but you were maybe missing out on.
Right. Could you lower the shrimp stock temperature? My hands are super bacon.
How low should we go?
That's going to be simmering for a bit, so maybe like low or medium low. Yeah. We got time for those flavors to develop.
Alright, so I'm going to do 2...
Yes, and Ryan is better this week, and he's actually able to help me with the grill this week.
I feel well, yeah. I felt bad last time because I was like, oh, I want to do some grilling and everything. And
he was so excited for the grill, and then he's just like, I can't.
I wanted to cook outside and
he
stuff.
Was so excited for it. And like, you know, we love doing our show and stuff, but like that was the most excited he had been in a while for one of our shows.
Like it's finally grilling weather.
Would you lower this to medium heat?
Yeah.
There we go. All the bacon. So not all this bacon is going with our shrimp and grits. This is a pound of bacon. Some of it is going to go to our salad. Some of it is... And you know, sometimes whenever I get a big thing of bacon like this, sometimes I like to just crumble it and make bacon bits and just have bacon bits in my fridge for a week. So anything that's left over is just going to be for additional meal prep for us. Oh, yes. Weird how you lowered the temperature on the stock, but I would lower it even. Or, yeah.
More?
Yeah, more. You know, I kept trying to like pan it out.
Alright.
But
we'll try 205 degrees.
Whew, it's a lot of bacon! It's bacon!
So I'm going to raise this one a little, is that what you're saying?
I think so, yeah. I added enough bacon to make it necessary. Of course, baking your baking your bacon in the oven is also a great tip too. I love doing baked bacon, and it's so much easier than on the stovetop in my opinion. However, this is a live show, and I want y'all to be able to see the bacon I'm making.
The bacon you're making?
The bacon I'm making. I'm shaking with the bacon I'm making. Trying to. Sissy break off. I don't like that. I'll let this cook for a bit and then I'll tear it up with my spatula or some more. That's a lot of bacon for that pan.
I forgot how to cut peppers there for a second.
I forgot peppers. I forgot this basic skill.
Right, and I need those. I need them skills.
Y'all, thank you so much for being here and hanging out with us on the tailgate.
Benjamin!
Welcome in, y'all. Benjamin's Kitchen is a FoodTokTV creator. He is on Thursdays at noon Central, and he goes live on his own page all the time. Be sure you give him a follow.
Alright, so I got a whole lot going on over here.
Whole lot going on.
How do you want these chopped?
I guess just diced. They don't need to be like a fine dice, but I would like them, you know.
Sort of fine?
Sort of fine, yeah.
Not like super fine.
Not like super fine.
What, quarter inch?
Sort of fine, yeah.
Not like super fine.
Not like super fine.
What, quarter inch?
Sort of fine, yeah.
Not like super fine.
Not like super fine.
What, quarter inch? Like that?
Yeah, I think that's perfect.
Okay.
Sorry guys, I don't know why this app just exited out. We're just like, no.
I would say that's probably 3/8 of an inch.
Alright, there you go. All this bacon, yeah.
Where's the bench scraper?
Is it in the dishwasher?
Maybe. Is that clean?
Yes.
Yeah. Yup.
So, we're going to be simmering the bacon, we're working on the chicken stock, he's cutting up all the vegetables, and the grill is working because we're going to be grilling the shrimp, we're going to be grilling the steak as well. This is going to be part of our sauce. The bacon's going to be crumbled over the top, but the bacon grease is kind of going to be our base for the sauce. But another big base flavor for this dish is the Creole seasoning, of course. And you can buy it yourself. You can, of course, oftentimes people will use Cajun and Creole seasoning interchangeably, which totally okay, but they're not the same thing. Creole seasoning is kind of, if you were pretty much the main difference between Creole and Cajun is Creole is a bit more refined and Cajun is a bit more rustic of a cooking. And with Cajun seasoning, it's focused a bit more on the peppers, and Creole seasoning is focusing a bit more on those herbs. But so if I were to be making a Cajun seasoning right now, I would be doing a chili pepper base. I would start with this mostly chili pepper base, but because I'm doing Creole seasoning, I'm doing a paprika base, but there is going to be chili pepper in there, garlic powder, onion powder. I have my stuff. Oh, and then it's a lot more herby with Creole seasoning. Hey, I'm Linda. Hello, Mets Chef. What's up, y'all? Thank you so much for joining us. And so, I do have the recipe for this Creole seasoning up on the FoodTokTV page that I just posted for the steak, shrimp, and grits that I'm doing. So the seasoning recipe is in there. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. Ooh, I think I accidentally doubled my recipe. But I'm starting with 3 parts of paprika, and then I'm going to be doing 1 part of garlic, oregano, thyme, onion powder, and black pepper. So, good paprika base. And whenever I'm making these seasoning blends like this, I don't add salt to it, because oftentimes I have plenty left over, and whenever I'm using the seasoning blends like this for a dish, I want to be able to control the salt, because I have no idea what other things I'm going to be cooking it with that are already salted. So, good portion of some freeze-dried oregano. I got some freeze-dried thyme, which y'all, if you get an opportunity to buy freeze-dried spices, that's where they're at. I found that the freeze-dried is a bit more flavorful than just the regular dried.
I think I can go with the smaller size container.
Okay. Well, I mean, I was thinking that you were just going to throw all the peppers into...
I don't think they're all going to fit in that.
Oh, okay. That's fine. So, paprika, oregano, thyme.
You know what?
Then
I'll just use what I got.
some onion powder. Garlic powder. And of course, it's all to your own taste. So more or less of anything, because the next thing I'm adding is cayenne, and I know everyone has their own feelings about cayenne and how much. I'm definitely a more rather than less kind of girl with the spice here. Oh, there we go.
All right, our chimney starter is getting close to being ready.
Oh, and then I need to add some, I think I need a little bit more garlic powder to this. And the black pepper. And then we have our Creole seasoning.
Salt.
I was just telling my audience I don't like adding salt to my blends like this.
I was checking on the grill, sorry.
Oh.
But yeah, what were you saying?
But yeah, I don't like adding salt to my blends like this, because I don't know how salty the food is that I'm making.
Yeah.
You know?
True. Especially when we're dealing with techniques like dry brining, which we do a lot.
Right, which we do.
We don't know.
So I can always add salt to taste.
Yeah.
Later.
That's good.
I feel like I have to take a shower after that.
I bet most people watching do too.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh,
Ew.
I thought this was a family show. What do you think about that?
We never said that. Or maybe we did, I don't know. Oh, that's amazing.
Do you think it needs more cayenne?
I really don't. I think that's an appropriate amount.
Cayenne, or it's mostly a paprika base with some cayenne, onion powder, garlic powder, pretty heavy on the garlic powder, and then dried oregano, dried thyme, and some black pepper for the Creole seasoning.
I mean, I'm always on the more spicy train, but like I think that is very well balanced and appropriate. So I would say no, probably not.
Perfect. Yay!
Like, no, that's perfect. It's very Creole.
Very Creole?
It's very Creole. It's less Cajun. It's very Creole. Very mindful.
Very mindful. Very Creole.
Very mindful. Very, very Creole.
And yes, we were just talking about the brining. Like with these shrimp, I just did. See how much space I actually have on here. But with the shrimp, we did do a dry brine, so this shrimp is already salted. Oh, we're out of the black gloves.
Yeah.
We're down to lime green gloves. Woo woo. Woo woo. Y'all, welcome to FoodTok TV. We are making shrimp and grits. And we're being super extra about it because, you know, shrimp and grits is a classic, simple southern dish where you make a, you know, creamy grits, you have some shrimp, some sort of sauce over the top, boom, bam, done. And it's typically a quick weeknight meal, or week morning breakfast. But we have the grill going because we're also adding steak to our shrimp and grits. We're going to be grilling our shrimp that I just dry brined, juicy and plump. We're cooking a bunch of bacon right now. Not all of this bacon is going with the shrimp and grits, but we're going to be using the grease from here in order to build a base for our sauce. So that is what's going on here. Oh yeah. So yeah, just a 15-minute dry brine with, it's a pound of shrimp, a teaspoon of salt, and a quarter teaspoon of baking soda. And baking soda is commonly added to meats to tenderize. So these are going to tenderize them, they're going to keep them nice and plump and juicy. Because, you know, with shrimp, it's very easy to overcook. So we want to give the shrimp as many opportunities as possible to be plump, juicy, and delicious. Oh, Kelly Smiles is in here, and she says she's glad to see you where you're actually up and about.
Up and about, yeah. No, we were, from the get-go, we were off last week.
Oh yeah, from the get-go.
I couldn't even do the intro right.
Yeah. He was like, or yeah, our intro whenever we start our FoodTok TV shows, it's the same every time where I go, I'm Taylor. I'm Ryan.
I'm Ryan.
And then we go, welcome to the tailgate. And we're so good at doing it in unison, but even last week he was just like, tailgate.
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 Yeah, so.
Okay, Babs, we'll see you. You know we'll be here all day.
Yeah.
Babs said she'd be back, and it's like, yeah, you know, we're gonna be here, guys.
Check back in, Babsy.
Y'all, on FoodTok TV, during the week, we have multiple shows Monday through Friday. Tuesday and Wednesday on FoodTok TV, we get 3 shows a day. We get 2 shows Monday, Thursday, and Friday. And everyone on our shows are generally really good at keeping the shows to an hour. We like to have our shows to be right at an hour. But our weekend shows, meaning our Friday night show, this show, sometimes the Sunday, but they're I don't even want to include the Sunday in this conversation because they're usually like an hour 20 if that.
Yeah.
But I think it's Fridays and Saturdays is when we struggle to keep that 1 hour time, but it's okay because none of us have any places to be. But we do have a lot of creators on this app that are just really good at spitting out recipes that take you no time to put together. So you can go to FoodTokTV.com and see all of the recipes that our live creators have put out. All right, so we have 3 skewers of shrimp ready to go. I'm also going to need 2 stalks of celery from you and an onion. I don't know if you need to check on the grill.
I will when you get back.
Today. Nice to see you in here. We're getting ready. Ryan has the grill in the works. We got some shrimp, we got some steak. We're making some surf and turf shrimp grits. I've been struggling with what to call this recipe right now on the FoodTok TV page. It's steak.
Surf and steak grits. I don't know. It's hard. Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah. So I just did steak, shrimp, and grits.
Yeah, there you go. I think you got it. I think that was probably the one.
Just bacon though. Bacon bits are going to be all over the place on our menu today. Should I just season these or should I?
A yellow pepper for the mustard. Since it is International Women's Day.
I was in the middle of asking you a question. You just shoved food in my mouth.
Man, I should do that more often.
Shut up, woman. Happy International Women's Day now. Shut
Happy
up.
Women's Day down here.
So I'm asking,
Okay.
like, should I just like spread the seasoning over it, or should I add some olive oil?
Yes, I think add some olive
That
oil.
wasn't a yes or no question.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, a little
Just a little
olive
drizzle
oil,
to get it to stick.
a little drizzle, because I'm thinking
And
when
then the Creole seasoning we just made.
we're gonna be doing a salad later on, so when we do that, I'm thinking just a little drizzle of olive oil like on the split our lettuce, and then I
There's
think
like
just a little drizzle of olive oil
Point, I'm
on
just
that
seasoning
will
the
help.
shells, but this will make
Alright,
an
well-
excellent shell stock later.
I have.
Y'all, thank you so much for tapping the screens. Y'all, I just saw we hit 5K.
Ooh,
Yup.
well, thanks for
We have a
tapping.
great audience. So we got the.
So Taylor did not do the 2 skewer method
Oh, I did.
that we have
Do you want to?
preached before. Do you want me to give you a couple more skewers? A few more skewers?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, just where you put 2 skewers through it so that you can turn it without it rotating on the grill.
Okay. 2 of the skewers are still up there, but I just still need one more. I wasn't even thinking about that 2 skewer method. Because, you know, it is kind of a problem when you have the skewers here and any sort of like, they don't want to stay on. Ryan, on the white cutting board. I just need one more.
It's been a minute since we grilled shrimp, so it's alright.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Yeah, and that way they don't rotate on you while you're trying to flip them.
Okay, there we go. 10-second cooking school. Alright, double skewering these shrimp. Perfect.
Alright, now I need to go
Back to
back
tin
to
the
the
grill.
grill. I need to check this thing out.
Perfect. The 2 skewer method with the shrimps. Perfect. A little bit more seasoning over there. These are already kind of salty because they were dry brined, so there is salt on there, so I don't have to worry about that. Good to go. Oh yes, it is bacon. It's just a ton of bacon in here. We're working on, we're doing a big old shrimp and grits thing, and some of this bacon grease is going to be part of the sauce base for the shrimp and grits, and we're also going to top it with bacon. But we're also making a grilled Cobb salad later, so some of the bacon will be good for that. But I just did my entire 1 pound package of bacon and cooked it all at once, because even if we don't use all of this bacon today, I'll be able to put some in the fridge and just have bacon to sprinkle on my stuff throughout the week. So once you crumble bacon and store it in your fridge, it's good for, yeah, about a week. Sometimes when I do cooking projects like this, we'll even like cut extra, because we might not even use all these peppers, but I'll have leftover peppers for a next meal.
Right, because that's an excessive amount of peppers.
It's an excessive amount of peppers, but
it's like way too many peppers for a sauce. But we got
some for later in the week. It's kind of like, you know, excessive cooking for show day, but then we have meal prep.
Yeah, it kind of works in the meal prep day.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we just do excessive cooking for show day, and then we eat every bit of it throughout the day.
Yeah, sometimes it's show/meal prep. So
you're gonna need celery.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to do 2 stalks or if you want to do 3 just in case.
I'll do 3.
Or like extra for the week.
Yeah.
And I'll also need an onion for when we start the sauce. But like, look at this bacon. It's not near crispy. If I would have done this on a sheet pan or a larger pan, not done as much bacon because it is a bit crowded. But it'll get cooked. It'll be fine.
This celery has some very pretty leafy tops.
Oh yes, and y'all, don't throw out the leafy tops of the celery. Don't throw those out. Those are perfect for garnishes, but they're also perfect for your freezer bag for if you store your vegetable scraps to make stock.
Yeah, for your veggie stock. I'm gonna set these to the side.
Make sure to get all them brown bits.
The heads and the butts of the celery.
Yep.
All good for your stock. It's gonna go in our stock bag. I don't think you guys can see, but that's what it's going.
So bacon will continue to bacon.
How do you want them like classic little celery things, or you want them split and chopped, or you want them a little finer than that? Like
I want them a little finer than that. Yeah,
Chop in half.
yes, half
Cool.
and then that. Yeah, that's fine.
Alright.
So we do have this flat iron steak. This is actually a steak that I had dry brined it. It was Thursday. It was sell by Thursday. And y'all, whenever we grill or cook meats, if we have enough forethought to it, we love to dry brine our stuff. So just putting some salt over the steak and letting it sit uncovered in a rack like this over the fridge. But it was sell by Thursday, and I wasn't prepared to make this on Thursday. So the dry brine, not only is it going to add flavor, but it also extends the shelf life of that because we salted it, let that sit in the fridge. So I gave myself an extra day or 2 to do that. Now, I did that on Thursday. It's Saturday now. This is a thinner cut of steak, so it's pretty dry looking on the outside. The inside is super juicy though. So when we grill this, we're going to have a nice crust, juicy interior, but right now it's kind of resembling jerky.
It's going to sear up nice, and then we're going to have a nice medium rare on the inside, and it's going to sear very well.
So should I oil and season this as well now? So I mean, there's no padding dry neither.
Yeah, there's no padding dry.
I could also mustard baste it. So I do have some spicy brown.
Yeah, don't mustard baste it.
Okay.
We don't want to add.
Well,
mustard's going to add a little moisture to it, though.
Okay.
We don't want to add any more moisture, but I think maybe a little bit of oil and some seasoning would be great.
Just a little bit.
And then whenever you get done with that, I'm going to need a container for these celery.
Big?
Little.
Big, medium, little?
Yeah. Little. Medium to little.
I think I'll need medium. Mustard team! Sean is in here. What's up? And Rick, of course Rick comes in here with the, I kicked my dogs to make sure they were mean. He's just always coming in here misbehaving. It's his job. The FoodTokTV misbehavior. Ooh, that just sprayed at me. Did you see that?
No.
The way the pan just like
No, I didn't.
shot grease up at me.
Uh-oh.
So yeah, you know.
You alright?
I mean, yeah, no, I'm fine. Just crazy how dangerous bacon can be.
Oh, it can be very, very dangerous.
And you know, another reason why we didn't salt the seasoning base, we've already dry brined this, so the steak is already salted. Whenever you dry brine the steak, you just like pat it dry, and then the amount of salt that you were gonna salt it to season it with anyway, that's the amount that you'll need. And then in the fridge, 24 hours is typically the go-to, but. And we are good, Sean. How are you doing? Rubbing the Creole seasoning on here. You can definitely buy Creole or Cajun seasoning already made, but I'm the type of person that has so many spices on hand already, so there's no point for me to purchase a blend. I am the blend maker. So, oh yes, y'all, just look how. It doesn't look like much now, but wait till it's grilled.
Oh, that's gonna
Wait
be
till
nice.
it's grilled.
That's gonna be
look
very
how like
hot.
seasoned that is. And
I'm so excited to slap it on the grill,
I know.
which is gonna be ripping hot. So yeah, so on the grill, the chimney starter, I put it into the grill on some other hard lump charcoal. I think I threw a couple of chunks of pecan in there too.
A couple chunks of what?
Pecan.
Of what? I don't understand you.
Pecan.
What is that? Is that like
It's a nut.
I'm not familiar. I've never heard of a pecan.
You mean you don't know any other nuts? I
Other
thought
than
you
the
guys
one-
all lived in the house
Other
together.
than the one I married. Oh, you bought Coleman's today and thought about me? Yes. Dude, I love Coleman's, and the amount of like pride and just excitement I felt when Coleman's reached out to me to do a brand deal with them. And y'all, I have not been making a ton of mustarding content, and I really do want to go back to that. I have a lot of great ideas how to like, because I used to make content like multiple times a day, but that's exhausting. So I'm trying to get back into it to where I at least post a couple of days a week, but it was still such an honor for Coleman's to reach out and really want me to do a video for them. So
what?
and like even before they offered me the brand deal, they just mailed this to me for Christmas, just cause it's 4 pounds of mustard powder, 4 pounds 6 ounces, and like, y'all, we did the math cause a 4-ounce thing at our grocery store of Coleman's mustard costs $8. It's $7.99, but it costs $8. And we did the math. So if we were to baggie this up and then divvy it out and sell it that amount, $524.
We're on the postal scales. Real old school postal scales. I know you remember.
The street value of a
Street value of
Coleman's mustard.
It's an irresponsible
It's
amount of mustard.
irresponsible. And I'm pretty sure they gave that to me thinking that it was going to be like a lifetime supply. No.
No, it's gonna last us maybe a year.
No, my goal is to get them to have to send me another one for next Christmas.
Bam. Oh.
That is the goal.
All I want for
Christmas is mustard!
Alright, so what else?
And y'all, if you're unfamiliar why I'm talking so much about mustard when we're not really cooking any mustard or anything, hi, I'm Taylor. I'm also known as the Mustard Queen. You can find me, Ketchup is Garbage. I have a lot of viral videos out there about making mustard and stuff, and being kind of a mustard nerd.
So we're getting close to the second half.
Yeah, we are getting close to the second half.
So what else do you need for your sauce for me to cook?
Onion, garlic.
All right, so you want
Onion, garlic, and then whatever additional spicy peppers.
We had shallots. You wanted shallots for something.
Oh yeah, I want shallots instead of. Wait, do I want shallots instead of onion, or do I want onion?
I don't know.
I think I want shallots in here.
Okay.
Because everything in here is a plus up, and I personally feel like shallot is a plus up.
It's a definite plus up.
Well, it worked on me.
What's that?
Oh, talking about like the Coleman's branding and all that, but the thing is, like, Coleman's just paid me for the one video. Coleman's just paid me for the one video, right? Like, I have so many other videos about Coleman's before they even came out to me, just because I just genuinely love the brand. Like, I don't think that there's another brand I would have been as excited about as far as like mustard goes. Like, Coleman's is just like such a historical like, just there's so much history as far as like mustard is concerned in there. And then also their mustard powder, they still use the same equipment from the 1930s that's like wooden and stuff, because whenever you're grinding mustard, any sort of heat is going to change the flavor of the mustard powder. So they still use their same wooden equipment that I think they got new ones in the 1900s. Got new ones. They grind it twice and they sieve it up to 9 times, so it's like the most like powdery substance ever. And they use yellow and brown mustard seeds. Your typical mustard powder that's going to be at the grocery store, it's going to be yellow mustard, which is not the horseradish type of heat of mustard. So yes, Coleman's, I just legitimately love Coleman's mustard, and it has nothing to do with the fact that they paid me for one video. Oh man, I could talk all day about Coleman's. I could have this entire live just me just talking about Coleman's mustard. Did you know the first prepared mustard, the first mustard powder, not mustard plant, but like the first mustard powder to hit Antarctica was Coleman's, because they were doing the, it was out of the UK and they were doing a trip, I forgot what it was called.
Yeah. It was like
1901. It was like 1901. And in order, because everyone's like racing to get to Antarctica at this point in like 1901. Someone's already hit there for the first time, but like people are trying to hit other parts of Antarctica. People are trying to discover parts of Antarctica that nobody else has. So in the early 1900s, this is like 1901, 1903, people are just like racing to get there. And while each country had their own countries and government like helping pay their way, a lot of these people depended on sponsorships. So you can look at the sponsorships of people like getting into Antarctica, and it's crazy. I know like Cadbury Eggs donated a bunch, but Coleman's Mustard donated over 1.5 tons of mustard powder, but then they also gave like regular flour and stuff too. It's insane. Coleman's marketing is top tier. And I'm not saying that just because they paid me to market.
No, classically top tier.
Oh, one was Coleman's, but the tin was rusted. That had to have been such a letdown. Be like, the tin is rusted. You know, I brought this strainer out for the shrimp stock. So now I'm like, dang, do I need to strain this bacon too? Maybe. Bacon's almost done now. I did pile a lot of bacon. If I would have just done half the bacon for like my show, it would already be done. But I'm also meal prepping. So yeah, hopefully I didn't lose y'all with all the mustard conversations.
Antarctic mustard.
Antarctic mustards. Oh, and then I want to check on the shrimp stock too, because this is just the part 1. We're going to be doing part 2 where we like put everything together. We've just been prepping for all this. But rather than using water or just like regular stock or whatever, these are some shrimp tails that I had frozen in my freezer. I also cut a lemon and threw it in there. I have my tasting spoon.
Need a little one for. Well,
that is a shrimp stock.
That's good and shrimpy.
Good and shrimpy. I think that's good to go. And you need a baby one for the shallot.
Baby one for the shallots.
And then we'll go ahead and turn this off and strain it. Whoop. I'm not making a lot of great choices today. You know the whole, no matter what, people are going to grab a bowl too small, like no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Probably should be more cautious about that.
Oh, yeah.
When it comes to
hot liquid.
When it comes to hot liquid, yeah. Oh, but you can see like the color change and how much that like shrimp flavor has got. And you know, if you cook with bouillon and stuff too, you could even add some like chicken bouillon to even like add to that flavor. But when it comes to shrimp and grits, I like to keep it pretty basic just because all the stuff we're putting on top is going to be like the flavor stuff. The grits are like the creamy cool down part of it. So I'm going to move this away and we'll deal with it later. And then maybe I'll clean up after myself. That seems like a nice idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, that seems like a
I think everybody would love that.
responsible adult thing to do.
Like, I don't know if you guys out there care or not, but I would love that.
Right?
We have our shallots here, and now we have a nice growing bag of veggie stock fodder.
One of these days we're gonna have to make veggie stock on the show just because we do that all the time on the show. We bag these things up.
Yep. So much. Do you want any serrano?
Yeah, I mean it's for us.
Yeah.
Not spicy.
Of course, you gotta make it. The whole sauce and, you know, while we're in there. And then I believe that'll get us, I don't know if I'm gonna put the serrano butts in the, I'm not gonna put those in the veggie stock because sometimes we also cook for other people. Yeah. And I usually DC these serranos, but this time I'm not. We'll kind of fluff them out and let the traveler seeds get left behind.
You know, I do love these part 1s and part 2s of the shows we have. Sometimes when we schedule it right, and I feel like we scheduled this one correctly, where it's like the first part, we're just getting the things ready. Just showing you what it takes to prep. And then the second part is when we just go.
Go time.
Go time. So in the second part, we'll be grilling the steak. We'll be grilling the shrimp. I mean, Ryan will. I'll be in here making grits, and we'll finish up this sauce with all this bacon grease.
Yes, so if anyone asks, what the hell is Ryan done today? Like,
What is Ryan doing? What's
I
Ryan doing?
got colorful things to prove it. I've done all that, and I started the grill, so
Yeah, and start the grill.
just in case.
I'm definitely gonna need to get rid of some of this grease for the sauce making. But y'all, I love saving this bacon grease, and I don't know if this is feasible, but maybe. I don't think I have the stuff for it. Never mind.
No, don't mind. Don't mind. Or do
Yeah,
mind.
don't mind. Because there have been
mind.
times where I've had enough bacon grease to where I make a bacon mayonnaise. With it, I use the bacon fat as my oil for it. Now the thing is, because, you know, vegetable fat and meat fat, they're just like chemically different. So you can do your same favorite mayo recipe with bacon grease, but you also need to cut it with vegetable oil, because vegetable oil is going to what helps emulsify everything.
Yeah, and that because bacon grease readily solidifies at room temperature.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you're using a fat that is hard at room temperature, you're going to need to cut it with one that isn't.
Yeah.
In order for it to work, because otherwise it would just be like
But you can do, like, you know,
hard fat ranch.
beef tallow, pork tallow, even.
Yeah.
Mayo, but you gotta cut them.
You gotta cut it. Ooh, one of my favorite mayos I did was when we did on our show the shallot the fried shallot one where we had like used
yes.
oil to fry shallots and then used that oil to make mayo. Yeah, it's like we like condiments or something.
Ooh, I found a pepper.
So.
Another escaped pepper. Ooh, there's another too.
So plenty of bacon grease.
I think that's a good time to blow the whistle on the first half.
Yeah. And y'all, one of these days too, because you know we're the tailgate, so we have the first half, we have the second half, and we always joke about how we need a halftime show. Who would be our halftime show?
Yeah, who are we calling in here for that?
Who are we calling in here? Someone that's not a FoodTok.
Probably, not anyone. There's, probably can't afford most of the people you're thinking of.
Right.
But maybe one of our weird friends with weird talents. I don't know.
Maybe next week during our halftime, it will just clip to one of our friends using a recorder.
Yeah. You play "My Heart Will Go On the recorder. I don't even know if we have a friend that can do that.
Right. So in this first half.
So if you can play the recorder, hit us up.
Hit us up. You can be our halftime show. So in the first half, we had made the shrimp stock that's going to be part of the grits that we cook. We're going to use that shrimp stock along with some cream in the second part. But we went ahead and made that shrimp stock. We also made all this bacon that's going to go. We're going to make the sauce with the bacon grease. We're also going to top the shrimp and grits with bacon. And also have some bacon for our grilled Cobb salad we're doing later. And then we also skewered the shrimp. We got the steak ready. Let me show off the steak and the shrimp that we've already prepped. This is the flat iron steak that has been dry brining for a few days. It adds flavor and it's super awesome. But then also, if you have a steak or chicken or anything like that and it's the sell-by date, but you're not planning on doing that, just dry brine it real quick. You'll give yourself a couple extra days. And then we have our shrimp that also got a dry brine, but only a 15-minute dry brine with a little bit of salt, a little bit of baking soda. Kept the tails on, but deveined them. Shells and tails on, and then they're double skewered, so that way they don't turn so much. So yes.
Yep, nobody wants to grill spinning shrimp.
Maria Mall loves to use flat irons with rice, and flat irons is one of our favorites because
it's become like
it's our go-to steak.
Yeah, it's become the go-to steak for us. I love a New York strip. Like that's my favorite cut, but I mean a flat iron is.
Yeah, but as far as cooking from home, it's super versatile. It's great price for what it is, and we can get the one steak and feed both of us. So
it stands up to dry brining really well.
It does. It really does. And so in the part 2, we're going to be grilling the stuff out there. We're going to be making our grits, and we will finish up the shrimp and grit sauce and also make our salad.
Yeah.
But yeah, this first part was, this first part was just prepping for everything. It's 2:21. What time do you want to come back on?
We'll say.
You want to do 2:45? Give us.
2:45. But usually half times are no longer than 20 minutes. Intermission. In hockey are 20 minutes. So let's say about 20 minutes.
So at 2:40, it is 2:20 times Central. So at 2:40 Central.
Here in 20
Let's just do 2:45 because it's already 2:22 and we're always late to everything anyway.
Yeah.
We're late to everything. So at 2:45 Central, we will be back on. We're just going to reset and get ready for the part 2. But thank you so much for hanging out with us during the prep time. Hope you guys join us for the grill time. Okay? And thank you for Maria. Thank you for everyone that showed up. Thank you, Sean. Thank you, Babs. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We'll see you in about 20.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Remember, the grill time is the real time.
I'm trying to end it because that was just such a good line, but it's not letting me. Great line, babe.